Um, okay. And when they come in, I'll start telling you, hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Back again on a wonderful Monday. It's wonderful and beautiful, but it's so good to be here. I want to tell you, and thank you for taking time out of your day to come into the show because it really means a lot. The show exists because of you, because of you. And I tell you that because if you're not here, there is no show. Think about that. So it means a lot that you are here. And I see people coming in now on these. I can only see Instagram and I can only see Instagram's links and I can only see StreamYard, which I don't know if you're linked to all the other ones, but that's the only ones I can see, just so you know. So if you make a comment and I don't say anything, just know that I'm looking at these two devices. I have my cell phone here. So you guys want to see what's going on? So you can see both of them. This is the cell phone link. There we go. See? There we go. There we go. On the cell phone. And then um, as we know on the laptop. And you guys to see the bookcase. Y'all Instagram seeing everything. They get to see it all. So but anyway, I want to thank you, our live viewers, for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, our replay viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, thank you. And thank you, all of you that have gone to YouTube and subscribed or any other social media and subscribed. I want to thank our executive producer, Oliver Welch. Hi, babe. And then I see someone coming in. Hi there. I'm seeing, I'm on more than one device. Let me say that. I know. I'm sitting up here going, do I know what I'm doing? I'm trying. This what well, they say trying is lying. So I must be doing it. That's what it is. But I do want to thank you for coming in. I want to also thank, I always tell you to thank our executive producer, because this is what you guys don't see behind the scenes. I tell you, Oliver be keeping me on point. He does, making sure, are you ready? Do you have what you need? That kind of thing. So just so you know. And those of you that were here for Christmas, you got a chance to meet him. He'll probably come back on the show again. I want to thank you to our sponsors for today's show. The Idea Club. The Idea Club is still a sponsor. We also have Front Page Publishing as a sponsor for the show. Those of you familiar with Front Page Publishing, First Book Academy. Frontpagepublishing.com. First Book Academy. What's the other? He said Main Ambition is a nonprofit for the show. So I want to make sure went through all that before I do forget sometimes. Sometimes I go straight into the show and forget all about saying that. So I want to take this time to make sure I said thank you. And then I'm trying to straighten you out over here, Instagram, because I see you're not level. Hold on. Here we go. Is that better? I don't know if that is or not. Here we go. There we go. I think that's it, Instagram. I think I got it. Okay. So I want to first, before I even get into the show today, I'm going to introduce to you some authors. In fact, they've been on the show before, but I am now reading this book. So I want to share this with you. And I just saw her recently too. This wonderful, wonderful lady. Her name is Wendy Gladney. This is her book, Forgiveness. It's a book on forgiveness. It says, Forgiveness, Change Your Life Forever by Wendy Gladney. Now, I don't know. I think it's her website is wendygladney.com. And let me show you Instagram. I'm sorry, in case I kept you guys out. This is her book. Now, I'm reading this because I need this. I need this. I have to work on myself. Anybody that says they don't work on themselves, I can't. What can I say? I'm just saying what I do. I have to work on myself, and this is part of that work or that journey is reading books like this, because she talks in here about, well, many of you may already know, forgiveness. We have it. Some of you may have it backwards, not everybody, but we think forgiveness is for the other person, but forgiveness is for ourselves. I'm going to say that again. We think forgiveness is for the other person, but forgiveness is for ourselves. You may say, why is forgiveness for yourself? Oh, hi there. It's I'm not sure is it Eugenia? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to try to do more of these Instagram. I really am, because I'm not as active as I need to be, but I'm gonna make some changes. But to get back to the book on forgiveness, because when you hold that unforgiveness in your heart. With the saying goes, unforgiveness is like you drinking the poison and expecting somebody else to die. I'm going to say it again. Unforgiveness is like you drinking the poison, because that's what unforgiveness is, poison, and expecting somebody else to die. So that's why I like the idea. I mean, not the idea, I already understand. I'm going to give you a good example. Some of you may remember a few years ago, um, a young man, young black man, walked into an apartment of a, no, I'm sorry, he was in his own apartment. Let me correct that. He was in his own apartment, sitting down, minding his business, not doing anything to anybody. And the police officer came in there and shot and killed him. I forget where that was, but anyway, the point being, his brother could have had so much hatred in his heart for this woman. But what did he do? He forgave her for what she did. He forgave her. And those of you remember, in the courtroom, they let he got a chance to hug her in the courtroom. I will never forget that, because I remember people saying, I heard people say these things. I wouldn't want nothing to do with her, and all, very much, as if that was going to change anything. But what I knew, and that young man knew, he forgave her so he could get on with his life. That's why he forgave her. It wasn't that he wanted, I'm sure it may not be, he didn't have a desire to forgive her. He forgave her because he wanted to keep living. That's what it was. He wanted to live with you could say, a pure heart. Because some of you may or may not know, forgiveness can turn into an entity in your body. It can turn into cancer. It can turn all kinds of things. Unforgiveness can turn into you name it. And I say that because we think we can have unforgiveness and there's no price to pay for it. There's a price. You may not know that the price is, if you were to be, unfortunately, be sick or anything like that. I'm not saying it all stems from that. Of course, I'm not trying to make a blanket statement like that. But I'm saying sometimes we do have unforgiveness in our heart. We do, whether we say it or not. And I'm guilty of it too. That's why I read books like that, so I can get it, whatever it is, get it out of me. I don't want unforgiveness in my heart. I don't want to even be carrying that with me. I don't want anything to do with that. I want to have love in my heart. That's what I want. So anyway, so I would encourage you to get the book. And say it again. This is it. If you and let me put my email up there. This is the name of the book. It's a cute little, I say it's a small, it looks like it's a small book. I don't know if it's online or not, but if it isn't, you can probably, I think it's, let me see if her email's not in here, because Wendy, let's see if her email's not in here, because this is a second, even mine's autographed. And now I received that. She said, wishing you all of God's best. I definitely received that. So I say this to many of you, hold on. Because this is her acknowledgments. Okay. What I'm going to read to you, ladies and gentlemen, is her foreword. So I'm not going to read the content, just the foreword. Okay. So I'm doing this for a reason, because I said, God is leading me to do this. So if somebody must need this. I don't know who, and it could be me. I don't know. But anyway, this is the foreword for this book. Make sure we're on the right page here. Here's a foreword. Okay. It says, in this life, every single one of us will have some encounter with forgiveness. At one point or another, we will either need to extend it to others, or we will need others to extend it to us. It's a practice that some embrace with I'm saying that wrong. Fluidity, while others reject it vehemently. And even some of us approach it with trepidation, unsure of exactly where to start. Picking up this book is an excellent start. So that's where you can start, picking up this book. I don't have to tell you that there are many benefits to embracing forgiveness. The fact that you're reading this now tells me you already know that. Even if you struggle with forgiveness, and who hasn't, I applaud you for pursuing this path. It's a good one, and one that leads to the betterment of self, which inevitably improves our relationships. And Raven, I'm gonna read your comment. I'll put it up here so that you can read it. There we go. It improves our relationships, our communities, and eventually our sick and hurting world. I have the unique privilege of knowing the author very personally. She is my mother. So I can say with conviction that I know her journey with forgiveness intimately. I've watched her walk it out intently, and I admire her dedication to its practice. The pages that follow retain a wealth of information, knowledge, and wisdom. Read them closely and carefully. Underline the words and dog ear the pages. Refer back to them often. After all, forgiveness is not a one time experience. Forgiveness is an act that requires reflection. To forgive, we must first look to give, we mu- to forgive, we must first look in the mirror and also within. As you look in the mirror, you must be careful not to judge what we see. The introspection allows us to forgive ourselves as well as consider the perspective and humanity of the ones who have hurt us. When we take this time to reflect, we are less prone to act from our emotions. Throughout this book, there are several reflections that require you to look within. You may be tempted to skip these parts, but don't rush through one section to the next. Some exercises may prove to be more difficult than others, but if you yield to them and the process, they will take you one step closer to the forgiveness you seek. I encourage you to interact with the book. Write in the margins and in the blank spaces provided. I believe that if you're open, it will be one of the most therapeutic experiences you've had. And this is from her daughter. I'm going to put this up again so you can get this. So, and I say this, I am here with forgiveness. I am working on me with forgiveness. So if you're one of those people, then you might want to get this book. So I want to share that with you. Now, I don't want to go any further than that because I don't want to the lady's taking the time to read it. What we want to do is support it. And that means that you purchase the book. You tell your friends to purchase it. Because I know the journey of a writer. Many of you know I've written a few. Most of my books are children's books. But I have a friend who's a writer also, and she tells me she said, what you're doing now, you're getting out the fluff. You haven't got down into what you're really going to write about, but you're getting the surface stuff out, which I can agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't, but I just wanted to share that with you. Another book I want to share with you, and many of you know, I think I share this book probably more than I share my own, really, because as I've shared with all of you, my oldest um, author is, I say my oldest author, my youngest author is 9, oldest author is 90. And she is, when I tell you kicking the lady, she's as spry as she wants to be, smart as a whip. I pray to God I live to see this. I look at her and I'm just in awe. But before I go there, I do want to check on Raven. Your point is, you said, oh, hi, Raven. How are you? You said, I remember that mirror. You remember that by the way you sound. Oh, okay. When you get a chance, check your phone. I sent you a message to the other day. Are you going to interview her? If not, I should consider it. I have, and thank you, Raven. I've interviewed her before. That's when when I interviewed this when I purchased the book. But this is what I did. I know none of you guys would do anything like this. I purchased the book and didn't read it. Didn't read it. I purchased it because I wanted to support her. But one day it hit me. that I have unforgiveness in my heart of the way some people have treated me. And I was like, you know what? You have a book that's going to help you work through that. And you need to work through it. And it's not an overnight thing. It is not um, a one size fits all, and that's over. And I haven't forgot about you guys over here. Oh, thank you for waving over here on Instagram. Thank you guys. So just keep that in mind too. It's very emotional for me because it wasn't just a stranger. This was a family member. Think about this. I know you guys probably haven't experienced that. This is somebody in your family. So you can't divorce them. You can't get rid, it's not like you can say, oh, that's it. You got to go. It's not like that. You still have to deal with that person because they're in your family. Isn't that, oh, I tell you. But at the same time, I realize you have to forgive them. You have to forgive them. I have to forgive them because I'm going to be honest. I see people leave this earth every day now. Almost every day. Truthfully, I'm just going to be, not every day. Pretty much weekly now. We get calls of somebody passing away. Pretty much weekly. We'll get a call, my husband and I, and we've been talking to somebody one week and get a call and they've passed away the next week. This has truly happened to us. So I know of what I'm speaking. That's why I know you have to get your heart right because you don't know what day is going to be your last. I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. So the point is, I want to make sure my heart is right because as I talked to, I was telling my husband one day, I forget what we were talking about, but I said it was a situation, and I said the person was calling, and I said, I forget who or what, but I said I said to him, I said they're trying to get into heaven. He said, what? I said the person is trying to get into heaven. Now I know you may not understand. I don't know if people understand that or not. When people feel close to death, let's say I'm going to say they're on their deathbed, physically on their deathbed, and they know the end is near. It's no time for jokes anymore. It's no time to play around. It's real serious now. And people want to get their hearts right because they want to get into heaven. I haven't heard anybody say, you know what? Just send me straight to hell and I'm good. I haven't heard that yet. I have not even heard that from people that say they don't believe in God. I've never heard them say that. Mm-mm. So I know people want to get their hearts right because they want to be right. They want to get in. If it means forgiving someone or asking for forgiveness, then let me ask for forgiveness. Let me tell you how powerful forgiveness is too. I done went from one topic to the other. I started talking about that, went back to forgiveness again. Then I'll tell you about my author. This actually happened. True story. I don't know why. My niece said, why do you always say that? I don't know, But anyway, in high school, there was a girl that treated me terrible. She did. But I remember thinking, it was because I'm going to tell you guys the whole story. Now you get to hold the whole story. Her boyfriend, he starts they broke up far as I knew. That's what he told me anyway. And then me and him started going out. She is going to go around school. She's going to beat me up because I done took her boyfriend. I'm this, that, and, I'm all that kind of stuff. The high school stuff. I didn't even know what she was talking about. I didn't. I said, well, because he had told me they broke up. So I'm thinking, oh, it's all good. I don't know. But the girl was still bad mouthing me, making, all kinds of stuff. Now I done went on with my life, to tell you the truth. I didn't care one way or the other. I don't really know what happened to the child. But let me tell you what did happen. This had affected her so much. I have a sister. Me and her look very similar. We're not twins, but we're only 11 months apart. 15 years? May have been 20 years later. 15 to 20 years later, she ran into my sister. Not me. My sister. She thought it was me, though. And guess what? Ask for forgiveness. This is 20 years. I didn't even know who the girl was. 20 years later, I was sitting up there. My sister was telling me about it. I told her the truth. I don't even remember the girl. But that tells you the difference between me and her. She was doing so much dirt behind my back till she couldn't, the guilt of it was eating her alive, where I didn't never say anything negative. I don't even really know the girl. So I didn't say anything one way or the other. But what happened? She had to come back and get forgiveness. That's how unforgiveness will eat you alive, is what I've learned. You don't be, just don't or have forgiveness, what I'm trying to say. Have forgiveness. So what my sister did, she said she couldn't even tell her it wasn't me. That's how much the girl started crying. She was emotional because she had said she had been waiting she didn't know where, how to get in touch with me, all this kind of stuff. I was thinking, I didn't even live there anymore. So she probably may have never came in contact with me if it wasn't for my sister. But I'm saying that to say about how powerful this is. How powerful to forgive. Because she said once she told, she said, "Oh, I forgive you for that." She said that's when the lady just broke down, started crying. So now that I've jumped around, I hope I haven't confused you. Now I'm going to the other topic, which is my author who is 90. This is my 90-year-old author who I just love her so much. I need to give her a call. I haven't talked to her for a little while. For her book, From the Ashes I Rise, Dare to Do the Impossible, by Dr. Mildred Dalton Hampton Henry. Make sure you guys can see that. Instagram, I want you guys to see that too, if you can see that. So I'm saying this to you, ladies and gentlemen. If this is available, this is on Amazon. This is history. I'm saying that because I've read this book. I haven't finished this book. Isn't that funny? I read this book, but our publishing company published this book. So I was on the editing team for this book. And now this book is not through my, I have nothing to do. I didn't publish this book, nothing. I don't get any residuals, nothing. This lady, I just feel like somebody needs to know about this book. That's all this is. That's why I'm doing it like that. There you go, Instagram. I'm not used to having both of them on, so I apologize, Instagram. So, but this is why I really want you to get a copy of this book, because, I mean, the things she talks about here is just phenomenal. I mean, I know we don't seen enough movies about it. But we're losing that generation that actually lived it. That's the generation that we're losing. That's her generation. This is her generation. They lived it. They're not talking the talk. They're walking the walk. They lived it. So that's what's important about From the Ashes I Rise. So I would encourage you to get that book too. She has it in paperback. I think it's paperback and hardback. I want to say both. So another book. I'm giving you guys all these books that are not by me, by the way. Yeah. Okay. This is a book by this young author. This is one of our sons, Justin. I call all of the sons, I call them number one sons. So this is the third of the number one sons. And I did that when they were growing up because I didn't want the other two sons to feel like, less than. So they're all, to this day, I still call them all my number one sons. To this day. I never changed that. Just haven't. And that's his book. Let me see it. It's My Cat is a Spy. That's his book. There we go. Instagram. All of the books I'm holding up are available on Amazon. So this one, if you put in Justin Lowe, you'll find his book. So you definitely want to do that. Now, I'm going to show you some other books here that I have here. And this one is by another, like I said, these are not even by me. I have a new book. I think I showed it to you guys. I'll show you the cover of my new book. The book isn't out yet. But this book is by Fayette Foster. And the title of it is Why Is Little Faye So Happy? I'm really proud of Faye's book. Why Is Little Faye So Happy? And this is written for kids. Let me think. Faye's book, I would say, this is what I like about her book. See how big the print is for little kids? I love it when they like this. Because when they read, they don't, I like, she does books like I do books. Oh, you're welcome, Fayette. You're welcome, Fayette. I like books like this because when the kids, you can't miss it. I don't like it when the words are small and they have to, you can't really see them. Look how big and pretty her book is. Isn't it cute? I really like her book. But I really like Fayette too, so I could be a little partial to that. No. But I do like her book. She's writing another book. It's her and her granddaughter. They're writing one together. So I think that's wonderful that they're getting a book together. Now, the ones that many of you know, I'm not even showing you all the books. I'm only, which one I didn't bring today. That's it's called My Journaling. And that's new on Amazon. But I'll show you these other ones. I'll go on these, and then I'm gonna talk about a few things. So you guys, your input is always important to me. And you can always leave a message if you are on Facebook or Instagram. I think they LinkedIn. I think they all come through here. But Instagram, yours doesn't. You have to do yours, and if you leave a comment, I'll just look over here and see that. But Facebook and everything, you're right there. So, but anyway. This right now, ladies, to this day, this is my best-selling book of all the books I've written. Think about that. And it still is. Saying No Nicely. And what does it say? How to set boundaries. Woo, what am I? Look, a thank you card fell out of my book. Anyway, how to set boundaries and avoid burnout without feeling guilty. And that was a card. I tell you. You know what this was? I was writing cards because people order the books too, and if you want to order autograph copies and things like that. But this one you can get. It's available on Amazon right now. If you get it and you want it autographed, then I think my website is in there. Either Mary D. Welch, it should be in the book, and you can get the book autographed. Next, let me see. Like I said, this one I don't talk about much. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I don't talk about this book, because it's a true story. Can you see that? Oliver and I were stuck in the elevator. It's just based on a true story. You know what it is about this book? No, who wants to be stuck in the elevator? Nobody. But we were in one, and it was here. You can see the pictures. It was 9 of us. We were in Brazil. What is the name of that country? Is it Sao Paulo, I think? Oh, I have to ask Oliver. He may come here and tell me the name of it. But I just remember we were in Brazil. And so you can see but I wrote this book in 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Because we had been stuck in the elevator. And as soon as we got back in the hotel room, the hotel room was, he may come in and tell me. What was it, Oliver?
It was in Bahia.
It was in Bahia. Thank you. I knew he knew. See, I told you. So he knew it was in Bahia. But we were in the elevator with how many was 9 of us? The elevator, which I talk about in the book, the elevator rose up just a tiny little bit. Then it shook and it just stopped. And so it stopped between the floors. I tell you, it says, okay, I'm gonna read this to you so you guys can see this page. And it says, we pushed the button and the door slowly closed. The elevator rose up, shook, and then froze. That's exactly what had happened. Then the elevator door opened just a tiny bit. The light started to flicker. Then out it went. I wrote this. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I did? I wrote what had just happened. We came back to that room because the where we were staying had once been, I think, a monastery or a nun. It was where nuns had stayed. They had turned it into a hotel. But anyway, I sat down because we had just went through it. I started writing it. The story just boom, 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 boom. I didn't have to even think about it because we had just experienced it. So I would tell you, and I talk about this a lot. Write what you know. That's what this is. I wrote what I knew. I wrote what we just went through. That's why I knew. That's why I knew to write. Before I knew it, the story was written. It was down, done. I didn't have to even think about it. So that story, but it's one of those stories. Nobody wants to think about that. But in the elevator, a gentleman, I'll never forget, this lights flickering, and everything. And he goes, call 911. Now you have to know there's no 911 in South America. And there isn't. I remember I looked over to him and I said, there is no 911. That's when people started panicking. I could see, it was like, you could see their eyes getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When they realized, what? There's no 911? No, not in, you're in another country. And it was so interesting to hear that. And I'd say, this tell you, when you travel, people, I've heard this before, and some of you probably heard it too. They call us the spoiled Americans. Have you guys heard that? The spoiled Americans when you travel around the world, different countries. And they're right. What did the first thing someone said? Call 911. As if everybody in the world has 911, and they don't, by the way. So, but they did get us out. They got us out with a crowbar. That's what they use. But you know what? We got out. I always say that. I say, well, we got out. It's kind of obvious we got out. But the point is, out of a situation, think about this, a situation. That's really what happened. I turned it into a book, a children's book. So of course, it's not for adults, but it's for kids. But kids, you know, they think differently than we do. And seeing the doors open and all these kind of things, you know, it's just different. Okay. And you know what I need to ask Oliver. Oliver, I don't have Peyton with me, but I have, okay, I'll show you guys Justin. Justin lost a tooth. I wrote this book. Those of you familiar with this book, Justin Lost a Tooth, you guys see it on IG. There you go. Now, and thank you for waving on Instagram. And thank you, all of you that are here on Facebook and LinkedIn and all those other the social medias. Thank you for being here also. This book was written, I think I just said one day. Actually, it did not have Justin's name. Justin is one of our sons. His name was not on the cover. I wrote the book and then decided that the character needed a name. Think about it. The book was written. And then I went back and I said, the character needs a name. They don't have a name. I recognize they didn't have a name. Then I said, okay. And I knew the one son, I know that he really goes over it when I write more so than the others, but it just pays attention more, but that's okay. Many of them, they're working, they don't have time, and I get that. It was Justin. And that's how I ended up naming the book after him, was Justin Lost a Tooth, because that was it. That was how Justin's name came up. I was like, and it worked. Think about that too. When I wrote the book, I didn't know I was going to name the character Justin at the time. In fact, and I don't have the one, I don't think I have Peyton with me. No, I don't think I have the one that's Peyton, the pink whale with the yellow tail. Many of you, that one was written, a couple of years ago now. But on that book, that Peyton is the oldest son's name. So now you get to know the names of the boys. I'm actually coming up with more books and names of when you see a name on the cover, probably 9 times out of 10, there's one of the kids or grandkids right now. That's what I think. You have Peyton, Oliver?
I don't have all the other books. I don't know what it is.
Okay. That's, you know what? I think we've sold out of Peyton. That's why I don't have Peyton. But that's okay. We will, I will bring Peyton, and I'll show you, well, you know what I do have though. But I don't want to show this one. I'll show another one. Don't worry. I have enough books, that's for sure. Okay. This is the newest one up on Amazon. Is Bradley Can't Find His Pants. That's the newest one. I'll show that one to you guys. And thank you for waving over here on IG. Thank you. So this is the newest one. And I'll show you some pictures about Bradley Can't Find His Pants. This is showing Bradley looked in the hamper, but the pants weren't there. Where could they be? Mom said to Bradley, did you check the dryer? Let's go and see. So this is the story of Bradley. And I'm going to tell you guys the story behind this too. Oh, I tell you guys, as they say, you getting the tea today. This book is, I tell you, touched my heart in a lot of ways because I'd written Peyton, the pink whale with the yellow tail. I'd written Justin Lost a Tooth. Those are Peyton is the oldest son and Justin is the youngest son. I could not come up with a story for Bradley. And it, for like 2 years, 2 years, I was struggling trying to get, it's like, I need to get Bradley. I need a story for Bradley. I don't have a story for Bradley. And what it really was bothering me because I'm a sibling. There were 5 of us in our family. Unfortunately, I lost 2 brothers, but I have 2 sisters. But I'm still a sibling, meaning I have sisters and brothers, meaning if my mother was a writer and she wrote a story about my 2, this is my 2 sisters, and their name is on the cover and of books, and my name is down the cover of any book, I'd be feeling some kind of way. It's like, how are you going to write a story about them and you can't write a story about me? That bothered me. I'm going to tell you guys that bothered me. And then one day, I think I just said the words, Bradley can't find. I just said it. And that's how a lot of books come, by the way, for me. I just say the words. And next, because for me, the title comes first. For some people, the book comes first in the title. That's not my process. My process is the title comes first and then the book. And when the title comes, it doesn't take me long to write the book. It's just like the title is cements. Now, I will say this, the title can change. But no, the title never changed on these. I think about it, but it can. I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, once I get a title, that's it. And it's in stone. We can't, no. A title can change. And what I notice about my titles, if you guys may have already noticed this too, they're usually kind of long. They're not short titles. They're not, Stuck in the Elevator, Justin Lost a Tooth. That's not a short title. Bradley Can't Find His Pants. These are long titles. Peyton, the pink whale with the yellow tail. Long titles. And it's taken me a while to understand. Don't try to figure this thing out. Don't. Because I don't know about you. Sometimes I'll be trying to figure out, why do I do this? Why do I do it? I finally realized, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, whatever that process is, let it be. Just let it be. Don't even try and figure it out. Just keep processing. I guess you'll keep making books, because the next book that's coming up, it'll be on Amazon soon. This is this is my first girl book. Think about this. I know it's hard to believe. I have not written a book with a girl on the cover. I don't think I've written a book, now think about it, this is the first one with the girl as a main character, which is, I'm just sitting here coming to terms with that. They've been mostly boy books. But the reason I've written boy books, ladies and gentlemen, was because I want our boys to read. And I know if they see themselves on the cover, that's why these 2 books were so important to me. Was Peyton and Brad. Brad, these 2, Bradley and Justin, because they have little black boys on the cover. That's why. And I want to encourage reading. And when we see a little boy that, he doesn't have to look like us, but like it or not, that's real. That's just reality. And I know it is. And those of you know, I was a teacher for a number of years. I don't want to go into how many people be like, what? But yeah, for a while. Well, I'm just going to go in and say it. For over 30 years, I was a teacher. Over 30. Not 30, over 30. And then retired. So anyway, this is the next book you're going to see. When I Was on the Moon. Let me tell you the things I like about this book. If you don't already know, as I mentioned to you now, this little girl, first girl book. And guess what? Guess what her name is? Shock, Mary. I had never named a character after me, ever, until this book. I just didn't. It's like, oh, I was gonna name it after initially I started to name it after one of my granddaughters. And the reason I didn't, I thought this needs to be an easy name. You need to be able to see it and it's easy. And you can't get too much easier than Mary. And you can see it on the flag. Everybody see the little flag with her name on it. So this is the next book coming out. Hi, Elaine. How are you? Yeah, you have enjoyed seeing the books you shared. Oh, okay. Oh, at the Nuggets. Well, you're welcome, Elaine. Because I'm telling you, and they're all, I'm telling the truth. They're all true, all of them. Because I think people think that this is, I won't say that it's not easy. For me, I won't say it's easy, that now it feels like I have little antennas and I'm listening. I'm listening for a couple of things. When I'm watching TV, I'm listening. When people are talking, I'm listening. It doesn't matter. I'm always, whether I'm listening to the radio, I'm listening. I came up with a title this weekend. I wrote another book this weekend. I sat there and because think about this, from something I heard on the radio. That's what it was. I'm gonna tell you the title of it, just so you guys know. Remember, this is the newest one. I'm working with the illustrator. That's why I can show you the cover. This is what the cover is gonna look like. So this book will be, give me a couple more weeks, and I will. Those of you on the email list. Oh, I forgot. If you're not on the email list, let me put my email up there for you, because I want you to email me and get on the email list, because a lot of information goes out. Many of you know you're on the email list. Oh my goodness. But I have had people come up to me and say, I'm glad I started. Many of you know I didn't used to put my picture on there. I started putting my picture on the emails. I'm glad I did. The reason I did is because I said, people wouldn't even know who you are because they never seen you. How would they know? So that's why I started putting the picture. A good thing I did, because now people come up to me at different events and they're like, "You're Mary D. What?" They're shocked because they get a chance to meet me, but at the same time they're glad, and they said, "Thank you for sending this information." And I didn't know this was going on. I saw your email, this, that, and the other. It touches my heart. It touches my heart. To know that it matters. It's in the thousands. Emails go out to the thousands. Text messages go out to thousands of people. So when you received it, thousands of people have received it. The one that went out today was about the show today, I think. And then after this show, I will be sending out another email. It's about a women's health fair this Saturday in Moreno Valley. Some people have said to me, if it wasn't for your email, I didn't even know these things happened. I didn't even know they were going on. I've also had people, because the email goes around all around the country, because I work for a production company part-time. Many of you know that. I'm learning to be a screenwriter. I'm still writing. I've written, how many? 4? Yeah, about 4 movies, I can say. None have gotten picked up. Nobody's picked it up yet, but you know what? This is what I'm learning. I'm honing my skills and learning how to be a good writer. But I've worked with excellent people, and the company I work for has over, right now, probably like 30, 35, 36 movies at least. I say that at least 30. Well, it's over 30 now. I'm gonna say 35 movies. And but when I first met the executive producer, she didn't have any movies. I can honestly say I've seen someone go from 0, none. The only thing she had was books. And that's how I met her, because I was writing books and still write books. But she's gone into the movie industry and is taking it by storm. You will, before you know it, you're gonna be saying, "Oh, that's," people. I don't call her Tyler. People always equate people successful, especially African Americans, with Tyler Perry. She is her own person, and she's making her own waves. I don't say that she's equal to anybody, and I think that's for all of us. That's what I will say. But her name is Tressa Azarel Smallwood, and her company is Megamind Media, and they are doing exceptionally well. They're actually nominated for an NAACP award this coming Saturday, and I've already voted for them for the movie and everything. So, and it's called The Tanisha Welch Story, and It's the first. What I'm saying, the First Lady of BMF, the Tonisha Welch story. That's what the name of the movie is called. So, but Oliver has a comment. Oliver said, "Hi, audience. Thank you for joining the show. Your continued participation is greatly appreciated." Thank you, babe. So, and those of you, he came in a minute ago to tell me there was Bahia. So, and I needed that because I couldn't remember. I knew we were there. I couldn't remember where. That's for sure. But I wanted to make sure I talked to you, went over that with you. But I want to get some of your feedback about the Oscars last night, ladies and gentlemen. How did you feel, or did you feel any kind of way, some kind of way? I don't know. I saw it last night. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a good job. Oh, Instagram. Somebody's trying to reach me. I don't know how that works. I just said no. There we go. Um, I liked it. I watched it, but then again, I love to see the fashions. You know how people are dressed. I'm looking at that in live times more than anything. Um, but yeah, so that's really one of those shows I really try to watch. Now this coming Saturday is the NAACP Awards. Now I call that the Black Oscars. That's what I call it, but I don't know what everybody else calls it. But that's this Saturday. It'll be broadcasting out of LA. I don't know where in LA. I don't know if it's Pasadena. It has been in Pasadena. I don't know if that's where it is this year. Or somebody told me the Shrine. Somebody, if you know the answer, please type it in because I really don't know. It's at one of those locations. I just don't know which one. So anyway, we signed up. We don't know. We haven't heard if we signed up to be seat fillers. Oliver and I did, but we haven't heard anything, so we don't know if we're going to get picked or not. So we may not. If we don't, we'll be sitting at home, a bowl of popcorn, watching the NAACP awards. That's what we're going to be doing. So it just depends. But if anybody knows how we can go, I say that because from what I understand, I believe it's sold out. And I'm not surprised. It is many of the pictures, those of you that watch me post different celebrities, that's where I was when I took those pictures. It was at the NAACP Awards for most of them. And so we would love to go back, but you know how the events like that, they sell out fast. So, but anyway, if you know someone, there's my email. You can email me or know how we can go see the show. I might as well say something now because you never know. This is what I've learned. You have too, I'm sure. You don't know who knows who. It is impossible for me to know who you know. But you may know somebody that says, you know what? Yeah, I can help you guys go see the show. Oliver already has his tuxedo. I already have my dress. We already ready. Because I've learned, as they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So we're going to stay ready. So we're going to be ready no matter what. So just know. You could just let us know. But what did you guys think of the show? I'm curious. Did anybody watch it? I know we weren't the only ones watching it, but we did see it. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was glad to see. I don't know the lady. I haven't. Only movie that I have seen that was up there. I haven't seen American Fiction, even though I want to see it. I haven't seen that yet, and I haven't seen what else? I've seen The Color Purple because I know Danielle Brooks was nominated, but I haven't seen. There was American Fiction I haven't seen, and there was another movie I haven't. Oh, I haven't seen Oppenheimer, so I don't have an opinion about that. I think I heard it was 3 hours long, but no, I have. It won, so it must be good. I haven't seen that yet though. But we're gonna go. We wanted to go see American Fiction this weekend, and it was playing. It was down in Orange County somewhere, so it wasn't here locally. It's gone from here. And I can't remember the other movie. There's two movies that we wanted to see. American Fiction's one. Do you remember the other one, Oliver? What's the second movie that I said we really want to go see? I can't, and it wasn't The Color Purple, but I can't think of the other one. It'll come to me. But those were movies that we really wanted to just see, just because. I know, ladies and gentlemen, this season, as we know, last week we had the primaries here in California, and now we're on to, what is this, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We got 8 months. Okay. Um, I'm trying to think. 8 months before we get to I forgot what I was saying. We have 8 months before we get to the election of who's gonna be president. Now, I don't usually get political, but I'm probably gonna get political on this one. And I say that, and that's rare. Well, you guys got to know that. After I've been on now over 3 years, I think I have stayed not away from it, but kind of like on the outskirts of it, I guess you could say. But I feel so strongly about this election. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a show about why I'm voting the way I'm voting. And I haven't really talked about that. That's not, because that's one of those things. When I was growing up, people would say, I think it was one of my teachers told me. He said, you never talk about religion, or you never talk about religion or politics. Never, ever. This is what was told to me. Uh-oh. Instagram or blinking. Okay, you back? Okay. You don't talk about religion or politics. Well, I'm gonna break that mold and talk about it. You know why? I'm gonna be honest, truthfully. I'm not gonna go into it right now. I'm gonna talk about another show, but you'll know. And it'll say, Mary's talking politics. I'm like that. And then you're gonna be like shocked because I don't tend to talk about it. Okay, it's at the Shrine. Okay, thank you, Elaine. Queen Latifah's hosting the NAACP Image Awards at the Shrine Auditorium, where it took place in 2006 to 2013. Okay, so it's not gonna be at Pasadena Auditorium. Okay, so if you ever contact Elaine, please let me know, because Elaine knows some people. I'm telling you guys, this lady knows people. So I would tell. So for me to talk politics, because I've really been thinking about this. I said, wow, you talking politics. Wow, that's so outside of my character. It truly, truly is. But I feel so strongly about what's going on. I said, well, this is the place to say something. If it's not here, and I'm not saying anybody, if you have ever disagree, whatever. I'm the kind of person, I'm willing to listen. So when you come on, I don't know I can't tell you when it's going to be, but I'm definitely going to be. I promise you, between now and the election is going to be. And as to what I feel about it and why I feel the way I do, I'm telling you, that's one of the things I keep so close. I don't really talk about it. Well, I'll talk to Oliver about it, but I don't talk to too many other people about it because it's personal. It really is to me. It's personal. And that doesn't mean I'm going to change anybody's way of thinking, because it's the way I think. They have their way of thinking. Whoever people got their way of thinking. I don't even know what it would take to change someone's way of thinking. I think all I'm going to do is not try to change anyone's way of thinking. It's just tell people why I think the way I do. That's all. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll let you know. But when it says, you'll see in the subject line, those of you on that email list, Mary's talking politics, then that's going to be the show. That's probably going to take a couple of shows, to be honest with you. That's not going to be like a one show. It'll be, I'm thinking at least two, but it'll be interesting, because I do want to go over some things and share. That's it, of why. But I want you to share too. I don't want this to be one-sided, because otherwise people will be like, they haven't heard the other side. I want to hear how the other side thinks. I do. So I do want it to be a conversation, not just my opinion and that's it. And you go for broke. No, I don't want that. I want you to be involved in it and give me your opinion about it and share your ideals and everything else. So that we're gonna work up to that show. Let me tell you, because I want to be able. I can have up to, I think it's 8. I wouldn't want 8 people in there. By the way, I think the most I would want is like 3 to 4 other people, that could come on the show at the same time. So I will send you the link, and you can come in to the show, and you can talk. I mean, because right now all you guys can do is you can text back, but you can't talk. Eventually, they're gonna have this where you guys can talk. They just haven't done it yet. I already know. It's just a matter of time. I'm gonna be able to click and open it up, and the audience can hear you talk. They just haven't done it, but they will. I think you can do it. They just haven't put that in yet. So, but that'll come in time. But right now, I do want to be able to share that with you, and I'm going to share it. I think pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be this month or next month, but I want to make sure when I do, I'll make a big deal out of it. Now, another thing I'm working on, so you guys can know what's coming. I'm doing something new. This is brand new, and that is I'm going to have where you can subscribe to. You'll be able to do a subscription, and when you do the subscription, you every month there's going to be 2 levels. One level, you get a digital book every month. So every month you'll get a digital book, which is really, I'm working on all this, and this is the background that you know. Okay. Oh, this is Elaine. I'm reading Elaine's comment. She said she was on the WAG. It's a Westside Action Group meeting today and learned that the voter turnout in San Bernardino was so very low. People don't vote, and the results showed that. Wow. And you know what it is? It's called voter fatigue. People are tired of it. They're just tired. I think that's what it is. This is what I'm finding too. Even when Obama, did I go over 3 minutes? Okay. When Obama ran, I think that was the largest that I know voter turnout. They brought their grandparents in, everybody voted. I think because we felt it mattered. And I think what people are feeling now, they don't feel like it matters. They don't feel, it's almost like Republican, Democrat, who cares? They don't understand the money that comes into their city and county, that who's in office can affect that tremendously. And everybody doesn't get that. And I understand. I remember I taught history, so I know that this is what, but if I hadn't taught history, I probably wouldn't know. I probably I don't make the connection that it does matter. So I understand voter fatigue. Think about this. Well, I'd say, I would think about it. When they run for office, politicians they come to our house. And I know why. They know there are 2 registered voters who vote, not registered and don't vote, who vote. And that alone brings them. They come to our door, ring our doorbell. Hi, how you guys doing? And I know they're not just doing that. They're doing it because they know. And we don't miss a time to vote. We don't. We vote. That's just who we are. I vote, and I say this. I know I only have a couple of minutes left, and I will definitely stress this when I talk about voting. It's because somebody died so I could vote, and I think we're losing. We're losing that. People gave their lives. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. They gave their lives so people can vote. Something that people take for granted. And if they thought that anybody would take this for granted, I'm sure they would have never given their life for that. But they gave their life. And now people don't even want to go vote. It's hard to. I'm really glad they can't see it, to be honest with you. But I know I only have 1 minute, so I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate you taking the time. It means a lot. It means more than you know. I know this show will be up on Amazon. Lord, Amazon on the brain. It'll be up on YouTube and all the other social medias too. But tell your friends. I always say tell your frenemies and everyone else about the Mary D Talk Show. Thank you for coming in today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I love you, and I will see you again in a week, next Monday. God, that's God willing, right? All right. Take care. Bye, everybody.